So today we're relearning really how to multiply polynomials. This is something you've been taught before, but it's so important that we review it this year. So in order to multiply polynomials, you need to know how to multiply numbers. You should know your multiplication tables at this point in your school career, backwards, forwards, and inside out. So as fast as you can you do these 8 problems? Just like boom, go, right? It should be 0 problem. You should not need a calculator. You should quickly know that that's 40 and 42 and 36 and 24 and 18 and 72 and 56 and another 24. That should have been 0 stress for you. Now we do the opposite, where we give you a number and you write down all the pairs of numbers that multiply to that number. And this should be done quickly and without a calculator, like what multiplies to 6? Everyone knows 2 times 3 is 6, but also, right, 6 times 1. What are 2 pairs of numbers that multiply to 8? Right, 2 times 4, 1 times 8. Order doesn't matter, so if you said 4 times 2, 8 times 1, that's fine. 3 pairs of numbers that multiply to 12. 3 times 4, 6 times 2, 1 times 12, or 12 times 1. 4 pairs of numbers that multiply to 24. Let's see, I got 2 times 12, and 3 times 8, and 6 times 4, and what's the last one? All right, 24 times 1. So those are skills that we've learned previously that we will need to do FOIL. Do you remember FOIL? What does FOIL stand for? Do you remember? First, outer or outside, inner or inside, and last. First, outer, inner, last. That FOIL is like a shortcut kind of name to help us remember what we call double distributing, where you take the term, like here the 2x, and you multiply it by each term in the parentheses. Or 2x times 5x is 10x squared. Negative 4x times 2x is negative 8x. Then you take the 3 and distribute that to each term. So this becomes plus 15x and minus 12. Our inner and outer terms are always like. So we would combine those, 10x squared plus 7x minus 12. Ta-da, we have FOILed or multiplied the binomials. Let's try it again. 3x times 1. And sometimes people like to write like FOIL, first, outer, inside, last. So first times first is 3x squared. Negative 6 times 3x is negative 18x. Then I have negative 1x and then positive 6. Again, the inner and outer terms are like terms, so 3x squared minus 19x plus 6. Try it again, and onwards we go, right? 7x squared plus 56x minus 5x minus 40. You have to really watch your signs, right? So you have to know not only your multiplication facts, but also your addition facts, like this. Sometimes we catch a break where we just have a plain x, so that happens here in number 16, a plain x. That makes our life a little easier, doesn't it? X times x is x squared, x times 4 is 4x, x times 2 is 2x, and then 2 times 4 is 8. So x squared plus 6x plus 8. What happens when we have a quantity squared? What does it mean to square something? You're right, it means to multiply it by itself. So 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times negative 3 is negative 6x. Similarly, the inner term is negative 6x. And what about the positive, or the last term? Oh, I gave it away. Positive 9. Negative 6x and negative 6x, those don't cancel each other out. Those add up to negative 12x plus 9. X plus 4 squared. What does it mean to square something? To write it 2 times. You need to write these 2 times People make mistakes on those when they don't write it 2 times. First is x squared, outer 4x, inner 4x, and the last is 16. So x squared plus 8x plus 16. One more here, one more row really. 8x times 5x, 40x squared. Outer term is negative 8x. What's the inner term? Right, 10x, and the last term is negative 2. So 40x squared plus 2x minus 2. For the last 2 questions, we're going to see an interesting pattern. 4x squared is the first term, positive 6x. What's the inside term? Right, negative 6x, and then the last term is negative 9. What do we notice about the inner and outer terms? Right, they cancel out. Same thing's going to happen in number 21. First, outside, inside, last. Minus 4x is the outer, positive 4x is the inner, minus 16. The inner and outer terms cancel out. So we're just going to observe in numbers 20 and 21, the inner and outer terms cancel out. That's going to become a little bit more important later in the chapter. We're just introducing it now. So you have already learned FOIL, so this should actually feel comfortable to you. First, outside, inside, last.